former deputy commander and one of the ideologists of creation of the Special Operations Forces of the Ukrainian Army, Sergey Krivonos, on Tuesday was appointed president of the National Security Council. After WKD Kramatorsk worked for search and rescue pilots who were shot down over enemy territory, as well as the conclusion of our environment officers and soldiers, he added. When the war began, and in the fall of 2014 there were elections to the Verkhovna Rada, friends and volunteers offered to go into politics. But then I clearly understood that the military have to fight and politicians in the rear will go the right way. Unfortunately, over time, turned out not as we would like. Recent years can see that at some point the degradation of the APU, said Sergey Krivonos. Historical examples of when officers of the Special Operations Forces going into politics, that's enough. Ranging from Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu, he began his service in Special Operations Forces and successfully fought, quotes the analogy Sergey Krivonos. He also admitted that his leadership in the army was not very happy that I became a candidate, but conflicts. Once checked in, I haven't actually communicated with my superiors. And by my fellow comrades and Spetslubomi had strong support. After all, they understand why I did it, said Sergey Krivonos. And the lion's share is made Ukrainian Association of Gun Owners, because one of the points of my program is the right to property of weapons of every citizen, including handguns, said Sergey Krivonos. The media wrote about the conflict Krivonos with Chief of Staff Viktor Muzenko, through which Colonel allegedly not led by Special Operations Forces, a concept which he developed. Sergey Krivonos did not talk much about conflict, but about lack of understanding. He has a different vision for the development of Special Operations Forces. But he has not served in our system. He does not understand and perceive as a military commander. And looked at how it would look to my people. At the same time, the scandal of corruption in the defense industry, he estimated, if this is confirmed, then it is not only to chop off the hands, but also feet. We are talking about the loss of Ukraine's image on the global level, loss of trust from partners. But most importantly, the loss of trust in government by the people. It is the business of blood. I have no moral right to afford to be a cheap populist and hammer people down with empty promises like some other candidates. So until there is a war and the likelihood of overt aggression on the part of our main enemy of the Russian Federation is too big, I had to make a balanced and a very difficult decision regarding his withdrawal from further racing for the post of President of Ukraine, stated in the note. Sergey Krivonos added that actually withdrew in favor of Petro Poroshenko, I think today in those conditions in which there is a state, not in the change of the Supreme Commander of the Armed Forces of Ukraine. March 2, Petro Poroshenko announced the appointment of Sergey Krivonos, Deputy Secretary of the NSIX. In the leadership of the Security Council there was a vacancy after the dismissal of Oleg Gladkovsky, which the journalists accused of involvement in corruption schemes in the defense industry. Among the tasks that the President laid on the new Deputy Secretary of the NSIX is an active rearmament of the Army, development of military technical cooperation and cooperation with NATO, as well as coordination units Terabosan. Sergey Krivonos commented on his appointment, will make every effort to eliminate corruption, looting in the Army. Those sneaky rats who have tried, or are trying to plunder the Army, I am sure, will be punished.